Want to congratulate Farley Dickinson on the win. Thought they played excellent. What they were trying to do and what we watched on film is exactly what they did. Always trying to spread people out, use their quickness, use their skill, and obviously they press and come after you. But a lot of that semantics. I just thought they played really hard and did a lot of really good things. And you know, whether it's the turnovers where it was us or it was them, it was still, I thought, a well-played game on their end of things. And it's hard. It's a really hard thing. We've worked very hard and done things the right way in our program. And I think 6 straight years we've been a top 5 seed. And that's all you try to do is you just try to fight to get in the best position possible. And now we get in the best position possible and this happens. And obviously it hurts. It hurts bad. And but with that being said, I don't want to take anything away from them. They earned it. They played better than we did. They coached better than we did. And we got to sit in it. We got to face it. We got to deal with it, and we got to come back stronger. But that'll take some time. That'll take some time. These guys have been fabulous. Our players, it's a joy to be around them. These guys all love it. They work hard. They're good dudes. We don't have problems like a lot of other people have problems. We've worked our asses off to get the right people on our team. And it's just unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. But with that being said, I want to congratulate Coach and all they've been able to do. He's a grinder, D2 guy, won 80% of his games there, brought some guys with him, and has done a really good job here in a short amount of time. And, you know, tip of the hat to him and his program and his players, because I thought they were fabulous.
With that, we'll open up for questions for players. Please raise your hand. We'll get your microphone and identify yourself before you ask the question, please. Bob here in front.
Zach, Bob Kravitz with The Athletic. What did they do to make things uncomfortable for you, or did you feel they made you uncomfortable?
Just the way they played. They really limited my touches in the post. You saw a lot of times they would have one dude guarding me from behind and one dude basically sitting in my lap. They were full front in the entire game, so it made it very hard to get catches. They had full front and they would sit someone underneath the rim, which makes it very hard to, like I said, get catches and get into a flow and get into a rhythm. Credit to them, they had a great game plan coming in, and they executed it very well.
Right here in front.
Fletcher, hey, Greg Doyle from the Indy Star. Knowing what they were doing to Zach and how many three-pointers you guys shot, you guys must have known it was going to come to that. What is that feeling like as the game's unfolding and you realize he's not going to be the one that's going to win it tonight? You're going to have to make some threes.
Yeah, when teams decide to go out and do that defensively, you just got to step up and knock down a shot. Obviously, 5-26 isn't what we expected. It's not what we've worked for. It's not a product of the work we've put in. But when they crash in the paint so hard and don't let us throw it in or over top, and it's just my eyes open wide up, ready to knock down a shot, but didn't come to me every time, and then we just didn't knock down shots.
Greg again.
Yeah, me again. Zach, I've been right here before asking this question, and it sucks, but we're not going to get you for a long, long time, and you're the National Player of the Year. Do you know, are you coming back next year?
I have no opinion on that right now. I'll make my decision going forward.
Over here on the right.
Mike Petralia, CLNS Media, Cincinnati. Fletcher, for you, how uncomfortable did they make the game tonight from start to finish?
I mean, not really uncomfortable at all. I felt good out there. Their pressure was nothing we haven't seen before, but it was constant. And really, when you're playing with guys coming from behind you the whole time, you gotta have eyes in the back of your head a little bit. We had a few turnovers like that, but not too. We just didn't play our game. I think we got a little rattled. We were a little panicked early on, but if you want to win a game like that, you can't be panicked. You gotta go out there and let you know who's boss.
Student athletes, thank you for your time. You're free to go. Questions for Coach Painter? Bob?
Matt, how are you dealing with this? I mean, this is 3 years in a row against a double-digit seed.
Right.
Do you have any earthly clue why this has happened? I mean, you've
Yeah.
had great runs, but the last couple,
Right.
not so
Well,
much.
well, today, just, what we've tried to form within our system in terms of recruiting is to have the balance of a great, great bigs with skill. And then obviously, you shoot 5 for 26, and this wasn't something for us that was just today. We had a couple stretches during the season, even in the Big Ten tournament, our last game against, Penn State. And it's frustrating. I think it kind of just mounted for us, and it got worse at times just because I think we shot one out of rhythm, 3 in front of me, maybe another one. But, the game plan for people is not to, stay in there on him and then go contest. They stay in there on him, and they don't even contest. So, we're taking wide open shots, from some guys that can shoot the basketball. And that's kind of been the case for us, the whole year. We've had stretches where we've shot the ball well, then we had other stretches. Just that inconsistency. And I think that just kind of builds, especially within individual games like this right here, to where, now, who really wants to step up and knock that shot down? You got to have 3 or 4 guys that want that. And it's really hard when, you're not as confident and you've missed some wide open shots. So, I thought the St. Peter's game, those guys really made it hard for Zach once he got it. And he had those turnovers in that game where here that wasn't the case. When we could get it to him, he could score the basketball. It was just after it just kept coming and we're just wide open and they're just not going to let us get it in there because, why should they, right? Make those other guys move it. But I thought another key piece of the game was, we had to have more cracks at it. Shooting that way is one thing, but then having 16 turnovers, and, about half of those was just us, kind of passing and catching, being able to make fundamental plays. And we overdid some things, had a couple charging calls. And you got to be able, when people press you like that, you got to go get layups. You got to go get wide open shots. And then after you start struggling shooting, you got to go get layups. That's so important for us right there. We had some decision making in there that, just wasn't very good, and it just kind of allowed them to linger and hang in the game right there, even though neither one of us was taking a lead and pushing the game out. And that was really hard, because now we're having empty possessions with no shots. At least when we take a shot and it's wide open and we miss, we got a chance to rebound it. We got a chance to set our defense. But if you're turning that basketball over right there, now you're playing in defensive transition. You're not giving yourself a chance to rebound. You're not giving your chance to score, obviously.
Hey, Coach. Sam Sprunger, Big Ten Plus 4 ASAP Network. What do you tell the team after such a successful year, winning the regular season,
Right.
winning the tournament in the Big
Right.
Ten, and then getting upset like this? What do you
Right.
tell them at the end?
Yeah, there's nothing you can say that's going to change it, right? It stinks. They outplayed us. They outcoached us. I think that's the one thing as a coach that you always face it, and you'll get ridiculed, you'll get shamed, you'll get whatever. It's basketball. You got to get better. You got to keep fighting to get yourself in this position, and then be better. And that's what we have to do. But just told them that I was proud of them. You win the league, you win your tournament, you fight to get in this position. We haven't been in this position as a 1 seed in a long time. And we get here, and then we don't take advantage of that opportunity. But they're good guys. They work hard. It stings. You can get a lot of different people that look at it a lot of different ways. But when you're the one that's actually playing and coaching, and you're the one that invested that time, it's really hard to take. But like I said, we're the ones that got to sit in it. We're the ones that got to hopefully be better because of it.
Last question for Coach Greg. Right here in front of you.
Yeah, Matt. Hey, Greg Doyle from the Indy Star. Do you think the team got worn down, the pressure? The shooting did get so much worse as the season went on. Even the Big Ten tournament, you won some games, you didn't play that well. Was that just the stress of being the hunted all year?
Yeah, I don't, you don't want to make excuses. I think the shooting, maybe, but I don't want to take anything away from Farley Dickinson. I thought they were great. They were special. And but look at their 2 leading scorers. It wasn't like some guy went off for 30. There's 7 for 21 between them. You know, the next kid right there, Moore, he really had a good game, but he's still 7 for 17. So it wasn't one of those games where, like, you know, they were 7 for 23 from 3. It was a grinder. You know, we had to be better at grinding that game out than they were, and we weren't. But when I look at it and I take a step back, you know, you out-rebound them by 9. They have 9 turnovers. We have 16. That's where it kind of lies for us. We had a stretch there where we lost games in Big Ten play where we had 16, 17, 16 turnovers, if I'm accurate. And it was just too much for us. You know, if you're not going to shoot well and you're going to have high-level turnovers, you're going to put yourself in a tough position. But I do think as a person who played college basketball and struggled shooting myself, you know, you start to play that game within yourself. And you got to be confident and you got to step into things. So, did you have some? Yeah, go ahead. We're good.
Matt, the last time this happened, obviously, the only other time it's happened where one lost to a 16, that
Yes.
team, Tony Bennett's team,
Correct.
came back and won the national championship. I know you're still processing all of what happened tonight,
Right.
but do you plan to address that with your team that, look, you know, the low point is tonight, but you can still next year build something big?
Sure, you're going to talk about it, but it's going to be the work. You know, it's going to be the drive, the hurt. You know, it's got to, you know, it's got to sit with you, man. It's got to sit with you to get you to work harder, not talk about it. You don't need to talk about anything. You know, we got to work harder. And people can say we have young guys, or it doesn't matter. When you step out there, it does not matter. You got to compete and be better than your opponent. And, you know, we're not going to give into it. I know that. Unless they move me, we're not going to give into it. So we're going to keep fighting and doing everything in our power to make our program better, to get right back here and just play better. So,
Coach, thank you for your time.
you guys got anything? You're good? Go ahead. Go
for it.
ahead. Yes.
Will you converse with Zach about his future?
Yeah, you know, he's a level-headed guy, man. He'll take the information in and make a decision and do what's best for him. So he's not somebody that he's pretty simple in things, but it's not me. You know, he's got his parents are great, the people around him are great. You know, he's a good dude, man. It's too bad. He deserves better than this. He deserves better. Greg, did you have something else? You're good. You guys good? Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.